Everyday Americans have had enough of all the illegal immigrants coming in, basically getting handouts and taking over. Check this out.
The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over while expecting different results. San Francisco, Los Angeles, Portland, Miami, Chicago, New York, and Denver all have explosive homeless and crime rates. I'm not saying illegal migrants, all of them are criminals, but I am saying when resources are already stretched thin and they are scarce, people get desperate and commit crimes. Mail up and down my street is being stolen. We had a bicycle stolen out of our backyard. My son was attacked by a gang of these migrants. Funny how these invaders are all mostly men. He was beaten to a bloody pulp and left battered in the street. He was almost run over multiple times until he could drag himself to the sidewalk. Where was the government assistance for my son? And for all of the disgusting race baiters, my son is Hispanic. No one here is opposed to helping homeless. And the only side calling people names are on the opposite side of me. Denver's mayor just announced the need to pull taxpayer dollars from DMV and Parks and Rec to fund the people that are not contributing to the pot. Veterans that bled for this country are being kicked to the curb to accommodate people whose first act was to break our laws. I'm flummoxed. Surely humanity is not actually this stupid. Government needs to be reminded that the money that they spend doesn't actually grow on trees. It comes out of our pockets. The money the feds are promising is also taxpayer money. Your salaries are paid by citizens, and our pockets are not your piggy bank. When you continue to dismiss citizen concerns by gaslighting us and using Orwellian doublespeak, you insult our intelligence. You were elected to serve Lakewood citizens, not these people that cut the line based on empty promises of handouts. Now taxpayers are expected to bear the weight of them in addition to everything else we are being taxed for. This is a slap in the face of those that entered by legal means and that do contribute to the pot. I and most here are concerned had to fight and work hard for our homes, and your policies are taxing us into oblivion. There is a right and wrong way to rescue someone that is drowning so that you don't drown with them. The citizens of Lakewood are drowning, and you're all talking about adding more water. If you proceed, it only proves that you lack discernment and you don't give a damn about Lakewood citizens, just the almighty dollar. When has government actually ever done anything that benefited its citizens? And when the federal funding runs out, who's left holding the bag? Being a good neighbor is watering your neighbor's plants and collecting their mail. It isn't cleaning up their messes and collecting their strays. Your requirement of being a good neighbor is waived when your neighbor adopts such disastrous policies. Sometimes people need to clean up their own mess to learn from it. Wanting to afford to keep our homes and feed our families does not make us racist. And forcing us all into poverty solves nothing. Without law and order, we won't have law and order.
Shout out to Grassroots Army, continually putting out good videos. I think his original channel got taken down and he's trying to rebuild from scratch, so go follow him. He's constantly putting stuff out. I've reacted to a number of the clips that he's put out. This is real. This is happening. People of all walks of life are standing up and speaking out about this. I mean, millions of illegal migrants coming into this country unabated, in fact, pushed into the interior of the country on purpose by the federal government, and people have had enough. I've showed you clips of Chicagoans, people who have voted Democrat their entire lives, speaking out against this stuff, saying, look, I've had enough. I'm done. I'm done with the Democrat Party. I'm done with the Biden administration. Why don't you care about Americans? And she makes a lot of good points in this clip. I see people all the time say, let's take, for example, the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Joe Biden said that the federal government is going to pay for it. That's a false statement. We, the people, are paying for it. The federal government has no money. The federal government does nothing to make money. They contribute nothing. Their sole existence is to protect our life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. But it's gotten twisted into this weird, convoluted thing where people think of the federal government as being able to bail them out, to give them money. It's your money. Taxpayer dollars are funding this invasion of our country. When they give illegal migrants room and board, a stipend, a debit card with money on it, that's all money that you paid into the system in some capacity. The federal government is paying them. No, here's what's really happening. The federal government is taking money from you and giving it to them. That's what's happening. Actually, here's a good question. Why do you think the Biden administration is encouraging so much illegal migration into our country? Why do you think so many Democrat cities are propping up these illegal migrants, giving them incentives to come into the city, giving them room and board, giving them thousands of dollars? Why is this happening when we have homeless veterans, we have our own poor who can't make ends meet, we have the middle class getting squeezed by inflation and the rising cost of goods, we have plenty of domestic issues that get put on the back burner as they continue to import people? A lot of people think it's to bring in a new voting bloc. And then, of course, the counter argument to that is that, hey, they can't vote. Illegal migrants can't vote. Well, there have been efforts at passing legislation in some areas to allow them to vote. And that notwithstanding, just the fact that they come in and live in these areas, they get counted in the census. The census doesn't apply exclusively to citizens. It's just everyone living in the area. And so what does that mean? Well, that means that the census count, whether you're a citizen or not, will determine the number of congressional seats you get in that particular area. So let's take California, for example. If there's a huge influx of illegal immigrants into a particular area, the census count goes up, they get another congressional seat. That's a benefit to Democrats. So there are a lot of theories, a lot of hypotheses as to why they're allowing this to happen. But one thing that is undeniable is that it is happening. I'd be curious to know what you guys think. I'm a little torn. I don't know exactly what's going on. Let me know what you guys think. Share this video. Give me a like. Subscribe to the channel. I'll keep trying to find this content and put it out for you. Appreciate you. Happy Easter. Catch you next time.